Okay, so you got the flat Earth and you got the flat sky above you. Okay, so when you move along the
Horizontal.
horizontal, the stars will sort of follow you, and they would tend to drop down. You think of an aircraft in the distance, it looks lower, so the Starfield looks lower in the distance. It
Hmm.
has the uh, it has the property of looking like it's going round the globe, but it's flat.
Yeah, there's only two reference frames that you can measure. Vertical and horizontal. So anything other than that, you'd be hard pressed to measure it, right?
Yeah, but do you understand what I was saying about the Starfield being flat flat above you?
Those lights in the sky
Yeah, they're the
kind of
lights
seem
in the
to.
sky.
Mhm.
In the globe model, they're in a 3D field. Okay, uh, all around you in all directions. But in the flat Earth model, there's a flat sky above the flat Earth,
Mhm.
and it looks identical.
Well, both models really. Anyway, like in reality, if you look up at the night sky, you're traveling down the highway, seems like it's kind of following you or whatever. But what you don't see is like when you're riding down the road and you're passing like signs next to your vehicle and they kind of fly by, but the mountain off in the distance just kind of seems to change position relative to you more slowly. You know that parallax effect. You don't see that in the sky. When they say the stars are close and some are far away, and you should see that parallax effect with what you're talking about there. You just don't see it though. Do you understand
Well,
what that is?
all the stars are at the same distance, so you wouldn't see a parallax.
There you go. I mean, but they don't say that, right? They say this one's X light years away, and that one's a billion light years away, and this one's bigger, and that one's smaller, and you know, you're not seeing that unfolding in front of you. You never see any changes in
Well,
the.
I think the star distance is probably you can measure it in hundreds of miles. I think something like that.
It could be thousands, millions, hundreds. Who knows, right? Why even make an assertion about it? Because you don't know. You can't measure it, and you're never going to um, go to that place and determine what that is, right?
No, I don't know. Maybe you can. I have to think about that. But so, yeah, definitely the stars are close, and definitely the moon is further away than the stars. Um, so so there's no landing on the moon because it's too far away. Anyway,
Oh, it looks like we have a special cameo appearance here. Uh,
Semantic ninjas. How you doing?
Good. Yeah.
Ninjas
Holy
of semanticisms. What do you want?
Hold on, let me get this out. Dun, 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 dun. Presenting the stupid monkey.
Stupid. Stupid is
He's like, oh, it's giving me a fucking like toot and horn and everything. Oh, I'm looking titles.
fanfare.
How you doing,
everything.
VP?
Yeah, I'm good. Been hard at work, mate.
You guys are interrupting my ass stroking session here, but that's fine.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, my bad.
You stroking some ass then, are you?
No, I said Astro King.
Oh, okay.
You're ass stroking.
Stroking session.
No, he's up there. I'm clearing.
Oh,
I'm
Astro King. I thought you were stroking.
I can't be doing this. Stroking.
Okay, I'll shut up.
Since day one, that has just made me chuckle every time.
Yeah.
Is Bev around?
He's doing the whatever you call it, tea time dinner thing, supper.
He's put the old nose bag on, has he? Oh no, that sounds a bit wrong, doesn't
We're
it?
in
Nose
charge.
bag. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
No,
Well,
no.
Clary's more in charge because he's more in here. I've been kind of mute on for a little bit here, but
I'm in charge? Oh my god, y'all better watch out.
well, I'm assuming Emma is lurking. I'm assuming, but
I don't see her anywhere.
Assumption makes an ass out of you and me. That's what they say, isn't it?
I didn't assume.
You said
I never even said the words assume.
You said I'm assuming she's around somewhere.
Oh shit! Yeah, right. I did.
Yeah.
Who's the stupid monkey then?
Wouldn't be me, would it?
No, it's me.
Uh-huh.
You're a gorilla. You're not a monkey. You're a gorilla.
Primate. Primate? Monkey's a primate.
Primate? Okay. Primate could probably kick a fucking gorilla's ass. He's got that speed, you know what I'm saying?
We're live. Are we live?
Live on YouTube, yeah.
Are we?
Tell us about your adventures with Chunky Butt Boy.
Oh my god, the guy is a moron.
That's an understatement.
Absolute tool. Other than that, I've got nothing really much else to say about him. He's just
that pretty much
beyond
covers it
help.
all. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the anagram of his name is just him to a T.
Chunky butt. Of all the jokes.
Yeah, and his name's Brad. He's Drab Brad.
Always driving. Fuck, he's got a lot of money for gas, huh?
Sorry?
Well, he's always driving. Fuck. Must have a lot of money for gas. Gas ain't cheap.
Yeah, that's a Globe shill agent. I'm sure he makes pretty good money.
What do you think he's driving? A Ferrari or what?
Ferrari? My one's
Ferrari.
Because mine's a red one.
Ah.
There's a couple of good memes there, Cleary.
Yeah, I just figured I'd populate the screen there with some memes that I made.
Uh-huh.
Alright, I'm sorry. Some other guy made. DP. What's his name?
What's his name? The Blood Sticker. Is Blood Sticker a new member to the team, is he?
Yeah, he's been around for a little while.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Good, thank you very much. Yourself?
Yeah, can't complain.
Excellent.
Sounds like an English accent you've got there.
Yes.
I thought he was a New Yorker.
New Yorker?
Yeah, just so you know, don't make the mistake that me and Bev made. He doesn't like it.
I was gonna. You sound like somebody.
Oh, here it goes.
Come on. Speak a bit more. Let me place the voice.
What do you want me to say? Can't put me on the spot.
Oh God, no! You're not
Oh.
gonna say that, are you?
Hey, come on, say it.
The flat Earth community is toxic.
yeah, I didn't want to say it. But you haven't got that East London.
Twang.
She doesn't want
Yes.
to be known.
Sorry,
Bloods.
what was
It's
that, babe?
called Bloods.
It's code, dude.
Yeah,
Come on,
right.
we're
Don't mention the other.
I didn't mention no other.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just Bloods. That's what he's going by. Right, I'm back. I've had my tea.
Yeah, you must have had fast food. It didn't take too long to eat it. But
I don't know whether you could survive without me. So we're doing logic again, right? First principles. So have you got in on the DP? Did you sign up for the course or anything?
No, I haven't. Yeah, I must admit, I've been a bit busy. So
It's pretty good, and like we're trying to start at the beginning and understand that we go from first principles, and everything's based on first principles. So we thought it, rather than waiting for arguments and all of that to go, always ending up at the meanings of words, it's a pretty good idea to start off with first principles. And I'm thinking now it'd probably be a good idea to lay out, sort of like Euclid does, the definitions of the words that we're going to use, so then we can establish what words we're going to use.
you can
what
run people through the definitions and say, are there any that you disagree with? Before
well, we know there's already a few.
venturing forward, shall we say?
Yeah. There's already a few that people don't want to
If I dropped,
go with. No, I can hear you. Can you? Or is that me that's gone?
I think.
I could hear everybody.
Yeah, I can.
He dropped out.
DP's gone. So, yeah, have we got
He's
everybody?
back.
I just got booted, didn't I?
Is that turn up again?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kicking you.
disconnected me, didn't he? What'd you do that for, turn up?
Let me see if I can send out some. There's been a lot of people that have said that they want me to prove things on Twitter, obviously, because Twitter's one of the best grounds for proving things.
I've got a Twitter stalker, did I tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody's been going back through my
Is that chunky?
tweets.
Well, yeah, not
yeah.
only going through your tweets, but going back through your history on all platforms, right? They've told you about the one that they found on Twitter.
That I haven't been to, and I said for almost 8 months. And he said, no, you're a liar. It's
like
only
6.5.
Yeah. If that's the depths they've got to stoop to try and get one over on you, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yes. Yeah.
He died, it wasn't 8 months, it was 4 months.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you're making memes under COVID restrictions. So yeah, with the course, we're doing the first principles and the definitions of the words are going to be what we need to deal with. So we can't go forward unless we understand what the definitions of certain words mean.
Yeah, I don't know whether you heard me just before turn up disconnected me as the way he does. It would be good if we set out definitions of like the core words and then get people to agree to those definitions before moving on to the next step of the debate, argument, discussion, call it what you will.
Well, You see, this is one of the things that I wanted to go over tonight, because we all know we're doing first principles. And I would say, for the meanings of words, most dictionaries normally do. But there's a group of people that say definitions are meaningless. Well,
Meaningless.
I would suggest that mathematics is different, though. Right? Mathematics is exact. The definitions within something like Euclid, that then it's an axiomatic system. The definitions are needed.
I'd like to ask Ruhif what his definition of meaningless is.
That's exactly what I was thinking earlier, man. Exactly the same thing, like less than an hour ago.
You thought about it an hour ago, and I beat you to it.
Only just thought of it, but you said it first.
No, you can own it. That's fine. Because I don't even know what it means, right? So, whatever.
Oh, here's a good one. An orbit is a geodesic in space-time, not a geodetic in space. Let me see if I can get that on the Twitter.
Orbit is a geodesic in space-time.
Yeah.
A place that doesn't exist.
Where is it? There it is. An orbit is a geodesic in space-time, not a geodesic in space. Well,
So that's a straight line in a conceptualized construct.
space-time, not in space, right? So space and space-time are two different things to this person. I mean, they're nothing to me. A geodesic is a straight line, obviously. Now, it's nice for them to know that an orbit, they're obviously going with that. I mean, everybody, are you under the, does everybody know what an orbit is? A straight line? Not a lot of people are aware of this fact within
straight line,
geometry.
constant velocity.
Yeah.
Not changing.
It's a
Doesn't
straight
really-
line that returns back on itself. Conceptualization.
Like Pac-Man.
Yeah. Yeah. Out one side of the screen, back again on the other side of the screen.
Yeah. Because that's the way it works.
That's the way this geometry works. Now, I've been saying to everybody on Twitter today that geometry is geometry. Euclidean geometry describes everything around us. So therefore, as far as I'm aware, as far as I know, I mean, anybody's willing to come up and give us an argument for why this isn't the case, but I would say everything is Euclidean. Everything. Euclidean space. You can measure it, you can feel it, you can touch it. 3-dimensional objects, you can grasp it, you can hold it in your hand, you can look at it, you can measure it. Oh, there you go. And a mouse or whatever, you can just measure it. It's there. Objects. Measurable. Quantifiable. That's through Euclidean knowledge. Weights, measures, dimensions, shapes. Now, if, as I say, everything is like that in Euclid, then what's the alternative? Where does this non-Euclidean geometry exist?
Outside the realms of Euclidean geometry.
Yeah, which is, I would say, reality. So this other geometry that they like to say is conceptualization, because their other geometry is a conceptualization. It doesn't make Euclidean geometry also a conceptualization, to me. But I mean, anybody's willing to come and have a discussion about these sort of things. We're open platform. This is what we've been asking for all along, is some sort of a discussion on this, facts of all of this. So the definitions of things may be up for grabs, like some people say, you know, that because there is a definition of one word, then that doesn't mean that another definition is. But if you're talking within context about a certain word, then you're obviously not talking about that word defined in a different way. I mean, that's ridiculous to say that. And especially within mathematics. I'm not aware of the definitions changing within similar geometries. So, i.e., Euclidean geometry has its definitions all laid out at the beginning. You can't then go and change one of those definitions just because it doesn't fit some other geometry that you've decided to manufacture, i.e. imaginometry, and then apply that to reality. It just doesn't work. So what is everybody with the fact that we can define the words, but mathematical definitions of anything will stand? They're unbending, unwavering. Would everyone agree on that?
As far as a description of a definition, yeah.
The definition of a word, if it's set within mathematics, then that definition is set. You cannot maneuver around that. Now, if you were ever going into a discussion or a debate about things, it would be, well, obviously, if you're talking about geometry, then that's what it is, right? The words are already set. You don't need to go into a debate about that. But if you are going into a debate or whatever, I'm guessing from us going forward now, the logic will dictate what the arguments become. So the definitions would have to be set within the statements that you make at the beginning. And then you argue against that point. It would seem a bit silly to bring definitions of other words in. Sort of like a deflection tactic that people would use, right? Rather than arguing the actual point, they would argue about the definitions of words. Well, we're done with that sort of conversation. We are here anyway when we're going to be moving forward. So, has everyone been watching the videos?
Yep.
Apart from DP, I know DP hasn't, and I don't think Turn Up will have done either.
Yeah, I was watching late
I've
last
watched the
night.
second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up to the second one.
Okay,
Which videos are we talking about?
Ooh, we'll let you into it. We've been preparing videos for us to watch on logic, mathematics, proofs.
University level course on logic and geometry.
Oh,
Lectures.
Well, we're going to be doing the lectures. That's what we're doing now. We're helping each other with the discussion on all of the points. I mean, you catch up. I mean, we're still right at the very beginning. No, there's nothing for anyone to be I don't know, say scared, but it is not scared. It's there's nothing for anybody to feel that they're not at the level of it, right? This is about as basic as you get. So we're starting from first principles, which are the building blocks, and we build from that. Everyone on their own is doing this as like a personal journey. It's a personal how to make sense of the world, right? Would you agree? It's reality based. It's reality, sense, logic, I would say. And like the first one was like an introduction, which the guy said they took Euclidean geometry out of the learning process at about early 1900s, and from then there has been a decline or an amount of I don't know, it's hard work to say. They've put building blocks that aren't very solid within the education system, without wanting to be too critical of it, because the logic has been lost. I mean, you do hear a lot of people nowadays saying logic, that's by your logic, which to me means that they don't understand logic, because there isn't your logic and my logic. There is only one logic. It's as fundamental as mathematics. It is the fundamentals of mathematics. Is logic. Everything stems from the logic, mathematics, geometry, all of that, and logic is basically laying out a statement using words. So words are very, very important within logic, in order to lay out a case to be discussed, or they call it an argument. But I guess from the wordage just recently, the logic, the argument doesn't mean that anymore, does it? An argument just means people shouting at each other until one of them goes.
Yeah, with their own opinions normally, based on an opinion, not always fact. So that's why you get the conflict, don't you?
Yeah.
The argument. The comment, the one that's talked of these days. Probably, like you say, something different than what it was in the past.
It's not structured anymore, an argument. It's just people talking to each other.
Robotic, isn't it? It's quite methodical and ordered.
Yeah.
Which is not my...
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I think is good about this logic course, because going forwards, we will be able to structure arguments or cases or statements or whatever that will make the whatever we're doing clearer. I see that. I'll put that up on Twitter. You see what they're doing on Twitter. J5 Project is putting up a Fight the Flat Earth versus Me video on Twitter.
Yeah, Major Tom was over here. He was saying that Sleeping Warrior lost his channel, and he said it was just a matter of time before that happened. And he said, I have a feeling Oakley will be next to go.
Wow. For what reasons did he say? I've heard that they were telling me, the guys on Twitter, Johnny up here, he told me that Sleeping Warrior got banned because he was buying subs. He got caught buying subs.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what a sub change was in the past year or so.
Well, I don't know. I don't know why they would. I mean, why the trolls would know why Tony got banned from YouTube. I mean, who knows why YouTube do anything? I mean, least of all.
I think he had a video out where like was an explosion. It was a little bit dangerous, maybe. Maybe it was a community guideline strike for that.
Well, I don't know.
You know.
They're saying he's had his whole channel nuked, right?
That's what they say.
Yeah. Well, rumours, you know. Everybody's into that.
Yeah. Interesting. Hey, did you want to go over that stuff we were talking about earlier with that 3 coplanar points? Or did you want to go into logic? Or you want to go into some Twitter action?
Well, we've got Professor Phil, haven't we? Professor Phil,
yeah.
Top man. Loving it.
Yeah, good
He's
video.
Accepted the proof for proof challenge for teaching. That's the challenge. How well can you get a proof across to people? Professor Phil has at least tried it. He put a video out a week ago. Can we?
Yeah, I didn't see it until today.
Yeah, he's only shown it us today. So.
Good video. It's talking about triangles and trying to figure out. Yeah, mystery geometric proof.
Yeah. There we go. Professor Phil. Big man here. Yeah. Oh. I can't do that.
He said, what did he say? Bev is a flat earther, and Bev and his flat earth friends will enjoy this video about geometry because they're really good at it or something like that. I know I'm misquoting him, but it's kind of funny. I don't know why he calls you a flat earther.
Yeah, well, he's a flat earther. That's why. He wants everybody to be flat earthers with him. Professor Phil, the flat earther professor.
You don't want to be lonely, I guess, if you're on a flat earth.
Yeah, flat earth professor Phil. So look out for that. I'm going to be doing. I'll be doing my proof to go over that with Professor Phil. But shout out Phil for actually doing something.
Yeah, that's really a big step for globe defenders, you know, to actually do something.
Yeah, proofs as well, like real proofs. I mean, Professor Phil understands what a proof is. Proofs within geometry. He's chosen. I mean, you watch it. I'll put the link. Should I put the link? Share.
I shared it on your channel.
On the YouTubes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. Well, so that's something that we will be doing, and we'll be. I will be putting out a proof for him. I was hoping that we would do presenting them. Live.
Well, this is fine.
Yeah,
you know, back and forth.
This is
whatever.
As good as we can. You know, it's better than no proof.
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
So
go out there and give Phil a shout out. You know, for the geometry video there. Good job.
And maybe if you want to, I don't know, try see if you can beat Professor Phil. I mean, Professor Phil, he's a professor. So, you know, he does this quite often, I would imagine.
Yep.
Really, being a professor, so geometric proofs, they're good. They're good. What else was there we wanted to do?
There was the 3 coplanar point deal. Okay. I don't know if you want to get into that.
Right. Well,
of course, there's plenty of Twitter action out there, and there was that one thing that guy contradicted himself on a minute ago. That was J5 or where'd it go? It was Matt Jones. He said, "You understand the plane of the horizon curves with the Earth, right?" Remember that with the red lines on it. I could drop it in
Right, you put it in, didn't you? Yeah, you took that. How far back's that? Oh,
that was
there you go.
an hour and 15 minutes ago.
I've got that. Yeah. So, Brad was. I was asking the guys because like we say, the definitions within mathematics tend to be what they are. So, we DP made a meme and we made a T-shirt design and shout out. It's one of the best things ever. Like, it was a logical statement. We made it before we started this course, but it sort of led us along the way of the logic. Logic gripped us before we even knew what it was. The Logos gripped us, and we came up with a fun idea of the making a logical statement, but representing it in a mathematical way, so nobody'd really understand it, because that's what we know people have done within maths. They've made it so it's not understandable to everyone. Then people can imagine that they're cleverer than you because you don't understand something, which should be pretty simple, which is what logic is. So we decided to spice up a logical statement, and the logical statement ended up with us saying, if all horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon, then P, obviously, then all horizontals are parallel to each other, Q.
Mm-hmm.
Just a simple logical statement, and it can't be falsified, because that is literally the definition of a horizontal line, is it's parallel to the plane of the horizon. Now, imagine wherever you are, it doesn't matter. You walking around, you've got a level in your hand, and you're looking out towards the horizon. You can turn to the side and you can turn to that side. The level will always be parallel to the plane of the horizon, because all horizontal planes are parallel to each other. You can't really deny that. But the implications of that logical statement, very simple logical statements, is, well, I'll leave it for a minute. So Brad puts the definition. I've been asking for it, and nobody will ever supply the definition. They'll supply the definition for horizon, but they will not supply the definition for horizontal, because horizontal is a mathematical statement from reality of a right line. A line that is present always, everywhere, no matter where you are. You can guarantee that horizontal and vertical will be with you, and we call those the right lines, because they're just correct.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that earlier, POG, we were saying one day they're going to refer to the straight line as a right line, where you, I don't know if you're about to get to that or not. I don't want to derail what you're saying.
Well, we'll get this one over first. So
okay.
Yeah, can I just jump in here a bit and ask Cleary a question? Where did he put that YouTube link for Professor Field? Did you say? Well, tell me where you put it.
Yeah, I can put it in debate discussion for you right now. Was that the last thing I had? Yeah, there it is. In debate discussion. Go ahead, Bev.
Okay, so we go with Brad. Finally gives us the definition of horizontal, and obviously that definition states that horizontal is parallel to the plane of the horizon. And Matt says you understand the plane of the horizon curves with the Earth. right? To which you automatically say, well, planes don't curve because it is a two-dimensional figure. But I then say to him, planes don't curve, unfortunately for you. To which he says, the plane itself does not curve. It is a tangent to a curve. So everybody knows what a tangent is. A tangent is a straight line. And that tangent is to a curve. But what curve? We were just talking about horizontals.
So he said the plane of the horizon curves. Then he said the plane does not curve.
Yeah.
Is he arguing with himself?
I don't know. That's within one tweet. 2518. You know, so that's a contradiction, and that's the sort of thing that we deal with on a daily basis. We do those sort of things, so you don't have to. I mean, it's painful. It's painful, but I mean, what we're doing is we're understanding the human condition within this.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody who can contradict themselves. But I mean, at the bottom of it says you are intellectually dishonest, and all I said was that planes don't curve. I'm guessing because I've caught him out lying, that makes me intellectually dishonest. But I mean, if you can think planes curve in one statement, and then when you're told they don't, then say the plane doesn't curve, but it is a tangent to a curve. So the plane of the horizon doesn't actually curve. So when you have a horizontal that is in a plane parallel to that horizon, then they're still imagining a curve underneath that. I don't know where, and I don't know how. I literally. But I mean, Matt's sort of, he's not a very well versed globe defender, as most of them aren't.
Mm-hmm. Seems to be a fresh topic for him, maybe something that he's never heard of. But in live stream there, I dropped that Peepo G thing. If you want to look down there.
Ah, yes, Peepo. Shout out to Peepo. He has been in here for a couple of chats. Peepo early on with the geometry argument. I don't know what, but I mean, as we were talking about the orbit, I mentioned that to one of the globe defenders that an orbit is actually a straight line. They said, oh, no, don't be stupid, ha, ha, ha. And then Peepo comes along and says, actually, yes. And then I said, well, a geodesic is a straight line because it's a straight line. It's a, and so he says then, if you accept that a geodesic and right/straight lines, making no difference between a right line and a straight line because they are the same things. Well, they are the same thing, but I would say a right line is vertical or horizontal, making a right angle. A right angle. But he says if you accept that a geodesic and a right/straight line are interchangeable synonyms, same thing, right? He's saying there that a geodesic and a straight line are the same thing. You accept that straight lines can bend. I mean, if you accept that all of these things are straight lines, then you're saying that straight lines can bend. I mean, that is literally not a logical statement. And I'm assuming that this is what the mental condition or the mental affliction that I've been studying. How can you have three things that are straight and they're all the same, interchangeable synonyms, but by you agreeing that all of those lines are straight, you then accept that lines can bend?
In the same sentence.
Yeah.
You know what he's saying to me is he's saying that he knows what a right line is now.
Yeah.
And that's great that he's beginning to understand,
but he's also trying to find a little niche for himself where he can have that right, straight, geodesic bending. Right?
The definition of that, the geodesic, right, according to Septic, right, was a series of infinitely small straight lines.
Yeah.
That which has no parts. Seems like to me.
No. As soon as that will be a point. As soon as you have a line, it's a straight line, and that's what a geodesic is. And what he's saying is that you join all of those straight lines up, you make a geodesic. I mean, it's the same as a straight line. It literally, in the meaning of the word, it's a straight line.
But I mean, I look at it like it's a series of infinitely small. That means like almost like a point, that which has no part, because it's infinitely small.
Yeah, but those infinitely small straight lines will have infinitely small shared straight line segments. Right, so it's a conceptualization of a straight line into loads of smaller straight line sections. It's still a straight line.
They feel like they can bend it though when they try to conceptualize it that way.
Yeah, but he's saying if you accept that straight lines are straight, then you also accept that straight lines can bend, which is crazy. But that's what this model does to you. Once you enter the geometric argument from the side, if you enter it with a model, you'll get you'll come up into troubles with any model. You let the geometry tell you what to do. The geometry is the proof giver, not you. You can't control this geometry. You can't control logic, no matter how hard you try. And yeah, it's been a flood of them today. I mean,
you got more.
Not at the minute, no. I mean, they're I'd suggest that you don't really try it for yourself. But I mean, I guess you could try it on Twitter and just try mentioning. I don't know. I mean, try mentioning that you've got proof for something from reality.
Like a geometric proof, like Professor Phil demonstrated on his video.
Yeah, Pythagorean triangle, right angled triangle is a necessary part of Professor Phil. Shout out, Professor Phil. Knows his proofs.
I do now have access to the tweets from the Model Afflicted folder.
Oh, nice.
Quite a few things in there. But we can go on to... I don't know, the Soundly thing, it seems like... that's a hot button issue still.
Yeah, well, that's part of the plane that we've been doing, and the series of linking all of. Actually, I mean, people have got Euclid as well, because that's what we're doing. We're linking. Our Euclid to reality, and in doing that, somebody said to me today that Euclid does not state anything about verticals or horizontals. So if you've got a Euclid book, Proposition 16, book 1,
Yep.
have a look in it, because it does actually. Proposition 16 is quite a good. Is it? It's not. Maybe not.
Book 3, is it?
It is Proposition 16, but I mean, it says within the proposition, it states, if one side of a triangle be produced, the exterior angle shall be greater than either of the interior opposite angles. It's a triangle theorem, but in it states because AE is, it sounds very algebraic. These are just different points. So because AE is equal to EC and BE to EF, the construct, the two sides AE, EB are equal to two sides CE each to each, and the angle AEB is equal to the angle CEF because they are opposite vertical angles. Well, it's pretty important because this makes this book reality based, because vertical only is a construct from reality. It is it does not mean up or down a page, because that wouldn't be within the book on the page. There's no paper mentioned. A vertical angle is an orientation from reality, and a vertical is a perpendicle. So that states in my book vertical. Be interested to know if anybody else has any more.
Can we break it down a little simpler, right? It's in any triangle, if one of the sides be produced, the exterior angle is greater than either of the interior or opposite angles. Once you extend that line, you're saying that external angle is greater than the which of the interiors is it on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, that is Proposition 16. Don't want to be getting too deep within the actual geometry. All I really wanted to point out was the fact that vertical angles are mentioned within Euclid. Right? That is a reference to a right line within the book of geometry. All I'm wanting to know is if there is anybody out there with an older book, does that also state vertical? Or is it because my book has been reprinted and done by somebody who's wrote vertical in there? Did it state vertical, or are there any older books that maybe state perpendical? I mean, that would be even better. Or horizontal. Or maybe there is. You know, within the book, there may be more references to vertical. We can only hope. What else was there? What else were we doing then? Sorry, because I think I lost my...
Yeah, I was just... There was a vertical angle one. I don't remember what I was looking at before.
Yeah, that was the one. Proposition 16. It does mention a vertical angle within the...
I don't see it.
Proposition at 16.
Do you have a copy of it anywhere you're looking at? Because on the one I'm looking at, it's not.
Proposition 16. It's because the angles and the angle AEB is equal to the angle CEF because they are opposite vertical angles.
Yeah.
No?
Is that what it is? Okay. Yeah, it's not.
That's where it is, but in my book, within Proposition 16.
I think I have everything else out of that book, but I don't have the propositions.
No.
In my Euclid folder, I've got definitions, postulates, and axioms, but I don't have the propositions in there.
Yeah. Well, once we start working through the actual Euclid from the course, once we're actually done with the logic, and we will further on into the Euclid, I'll either print them out or, we'll get them on the page or whatever.
Oh, Elam says, what is perpendicle? But he didn't spell it right.
Oh. It's like a bit like a vertical, like a testicle, isn't it?
That's how you spell it.
LE at the end, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a whole new language for folks like Oalem, probably been watching TV their whole lives, and now just beginning to get a elementary understanding of geometry. So it's like learning a new language for him.
A perpendicle is anything hanging by a straight line. Call it a plumb bob. That would be the tool, a perpendicle, because it is one of the right lines.
It's hard to find that word if you Google it, by the way. It's not a modern term.
A right line. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It is to us. I quite like it.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a better describing word than I've ever heard, right? When you find it, you think, now that does fit. A right line being a horizontal and a vertical. Mm-hmm. They're both straight lines that, when formed together, make a right angle. So they are the two right lines. Makes complete sense. And
yeah, also, right triangles, right angles.
Yeah, also because only a straight line can have a perpendicular, then it's sort of a proof for a straight line also within the reality that we live in, right? The vertical and the horizontal, two right lines that you always have with you at all times. Two straight lines.
Mm-hmm.
You can't scale a straight line. It goes on forever. Horizontal plane. A plane is a two-dimensional figure that has no bounds, no edges. You have to define the edges with the size, but I mean, a horizontal plane in reality goes on forever.
That's cool. Did you want to do the triangle axiom again, or we can do that some other time if you want?
Well, no, I wanted to sort of have a go at presenting a on the spot proof for Professor Phil.
Cool.
For the triangle 180 degrees, because he did his Pythagoras one. So
awesome.
Only time we give a bit of a foundation for that. But I mean, anybody want to say anything first before I go on and do that? I mean, we've got plenty of time, haven't we? There's no rush. I can give me a chance to just work it over in my head what I'm doing.
Yeah, today is 3, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a special day.
Yeah.
People to open the mind. And especially for the triangle, right? It makes sense that we do a proof, or quite a couple of proofs actually. One's axiomatic and one's the other proof within mathematics that a triangle has 180 degrees. Always.
Hey, Rocky Life, what's up, man? Are they using McNuggets as currency now? I saw some image that some trolls made.
Yeah, they made a meme.
Yeah.
Bev said they were going to do that. Sure enough, like 30 minutes later, they had it up.
That's good stuff.
Looked like a big win.
Yeah. Made me hungry.
Right, let me just nip to the toilet. I'll be back in a minute. Talk
yeah, that's cool.
Yourselves.
Yeah. Excuse me. Oalem keeps trying to find a definition for perpendicle. It's like I said, it's not something you're just gonna see out there on Google. You have to get an older dictionary to find it, but it means vertical. So suck it up, Buttercup. I get a lot of trolls on my channel, but that's cool. You can learn a lot from a troll, someone who hates reality, right? Someone who says that straight lines curve, someone who denies that a horizontal plane extends indefinitely in all directions, perpendicular to an established vertical at every coplanar point. So I put that out on Twitter, more of an if and then version of that. So we'll see what they say. There's a lot going on out there on Twitter. I never realized that it's like troll central. If you ever want to engage in a discussion outside of YouTube with these, some of them are higher level though. Some of them are PhDs. Not just like some of these people who have opinions about their beliefs of where they think they live. But yeah, I did call my thumbnail today Unearther though, because I'm going to make a quick statement about that. Is the Earth, capital E, Earth implies something, right? When somebody says, "Where do you live?" I'll give you a choice: a globe Earth or a flat Earth. So that's two different models you can choose from, right? But I'm an unearther because basically, what is the Earth? It's land, it's the dirt, the shape of the dirt. You can measure all that. There's certain places you can get out to laterally and measure, right, and survey. And you can only get up so high, right? You can't get down too far, so you can't get to the unknown, and you'll never know what that is. So when someone says, "What is the shape of the Earth?" I say, "Well, what are you saying? The shape of the dirt?" I can't tell you something I don't know. And they used to say, "What's underneath your space pizza?" That's what you get into when you get into that capital E Earth model. So just a little bit to think about there. I'm not sure if Bev's back now. Nope.
Yeah, just making a brew. I'll be back in a
minute. What's up, Nathan Oakley? What is up? Super Flurf. Multi Tom Tom, what's going on? He says ban O'Alum. Nah. If he gets nasty, he'll get banned. I do ban, yeah, the sky is up. I do ban O'Alum sometimes, and then I unban him because I like to ban him. So I unban him so I can ban him again. It's a never-ending cycle. It's better that way. Oh, look, Data found a definition for perpendicle. Yep, good job, dude. Uh-oh. Look, O'Alum's gone. He must have been saying some stupid shit over there. Good job, Nathan. Uh-oh. He hit him and unhit him. See, that's fun, right? It's fun to ban him and unban him. That's hilarious. God Scalpel! Oh my god, where you been, dude? What's up? You might be busy. Some people just come into Discord and they're like, "Oh shit! If I come in here, they're gonna make me talk."
Are you guys live right now?
Yeah, live on all the major broadcast stations worldwide.
The CBC, CNN, Fox.
Yeah, it's just a long list. I don't want to go through it all.
Fair enough.
But that's where we are.
Yeah, I think I better stay muted then because I'm doing stuff in the background.
You're alright.
But hi.
Yep, good to see you.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Kind of like holidays or something.
Yeah. See, that's probably too loud for your live stream.
Yeah.
Good
Sounds like a Michael
man.
Jackson song.
I'm still making a brew. I don't want to miss you. Good to have you.
Yeah, nice to. I'm gonna stick around. I'll just stay muted until you guys are off live or whatever, because I'll be making the odd noise. that I know you won't want on live.
Yes, sir. That's cool. Let's see here. Everybody's quiet, but that's okay. We have lots to go through. I wish I had all my images in one place. That'd be nice. But yeah, shout out to Travis earlier. He did a live stream. I went by there for a while, and he was talking about if he, looking out to what he's seeing, like the optical horizon, right, way out there. I don't know what, 10 miles away. He said if I hang plumb bobs from here to there, all the way out, each and every single plumb bob is going to be vertical, and each of those plumb lines, those verticals, are going to be parallel to one another. And if you claim that they're not, you better measure it. Don't be out there just saying that shit because some YouTube curvator, claims that there's tilt. That's just not the case. Too many people out there defending these people who will not defend themselves. Jesse Kozlowski, come on in. Larry GPS, Larry Scott, come on in. The main surveyor, Doofus, I know you're hiding over there at Jim Panda's. Come on in. They won't. They'll make videos, they'll put stupid shit out there, and then people run around and defend those guys' positions, like a zealot. But, even Jesse admits that he was inspired by Belu, the alien, to measure tilt. And he's laughing at people. And they don't even know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, everybody laughs at, let's say, flat earthers for doing about Belu. I didn't even know who Belu was when you told me.
Yeah, you showed me the video and they said Belu. I said, what the frick did they just say?
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know who Belu is. I was like, oh man, let me show you. The convex Earth people, were inspired by Belu.
Yeah, Jesse called them flat Earth scientists.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like you said, there was no. That's all I've ever heard. That there are no flat Earth scientists. But Jesse actually called these people flat Earth scientists and said that he was inspired by the alien.
That's what he said.
That's fantastic. We can go over it in a bit. I can show. I mean, we're not joking about this.
I can't hardly wait, honestly. Yeah.
So, what do you want to do first? Do you want to do the triangle?
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Let me switch this whiteboard of truth. Bang! Look at that. Ooh. Do you guys want cancel? Oh, wait a minute. If I show my OBS window, what's that look like? Can you guys see that? Is that backwards or not? Proper right way round.
Yeah, it's good.
I can be sharing the video. Is that better? Because the video screws up, right?
Yeah, this looks fine. I can see the writing on the board. Mm-hmm.
Everybody in here okay with that? I can.
Yep.
Yep. Okie dokie. So, first off, I had.
Nice setup there you got.
Why is that not coming on now? Or maybe because it's behind it. Let me just put that and lift that. There you go. Right, so that is the Euclidean.
That would be your
axiom. Number 12, that's why it's marked number 12. Can you see that on the top of that page? Look at
yeah, it's up there, but I can see it just fine. Yeah, I can hear you right now. Mm-hmm.
Right, so this is what we went over yesterday. And if you look at what it states, if a straight line meet two straight lines so as to take the two interior angles on the same side of it taken together, less than two right angles, these straight lines being continually produced shall at length meet on that side which are the angles which are less than two right angles. Now it sounds a bit of a mouthful, that.
Yeah, can I say real quick that a lot of people call that postulate 5?
Yeah.
Is it right? And
Postulate.
yeah, the fifth postulate. They call it the parallel postulate. In your particular book, though, you have 3 axioms and 12 postulates. So this is your postulate number 12. But this is what we call
Axiom 12.
what you call. Yeah, I'm sorry, axiom 12. And this is what you call the triangular axiom, right?
Yes.
I was trying to clear it up, but I don't know if I did or not.
It doesn't, if you've noticed, if you read it, it doesn't state anything about parallels within it.
No,
So
it does not.
Think calling it a parallel postulate, even though it's not a postulate, it's an axiom, is the wrong thing. I mean, to me, to call it the parallel postulate means that it's wrong. There's not much of a line there. Let me see if I can give you a bit more on that.
Yeah, I'm going to jump over here and look at the
That's a bit better, isn't it?
yeah, the postulates here. Axioms, axiom 12. This is it right here. Cool.
So that's a bit better. You can see that. Now,
Yep, that looks good.
as that states, we need two lines to cut across this. Two straight lines. So, I mean, we'll draw them. There's one, and there's the other. Just two random straight lines on this straight line. Now, it should be pretty obvious for everyone to see.
Yeah, those lines look great too. That really looks clear there. Mm-hmm.
So it states that on the side, which the two interior angles, it's either this angle here, or this angle here, or this angle here, and this angle here. Now these two, or these two on the side, which these two are less than two right angles, it states that if these two lines continuously produced would meet down here. Although you can't see that, but
you can imagine that they're going to come together. Yeah,
they would be less than two right angles. So this means that if these two angles are less than two right angles, i.e. less than 180 degrees, then these would meet down at the bottom, and where they would meet would be the sum of the two right angles, would be the, what's missing from here, down here.
Yeah, if those lines were parallel, they would create two right angles, which would be the total of 180. However, they're less than two right angles, so that added angle would be down where the lines intersect to create that totality of 180 degrees for the triangle.
So this being an axiom, it's a self-evident truth that whatever side these, it would definitely make a triangle. There's no other way you can do that. I mean, there's no way that you can have two straight lines enclosing a space. So there's no way that, because these two, if these two meet down this direction, these two get further apart. These two are never going to meet together. This line here is never going to meet itself. It's never going to meet this end. If this end goes this way, upwards and this end goes that way, they're never going to meet each other. You can never enclose a space on this side. So this is the only shape down here. And there's this line 1, line 2, and line 3. 3 lines.
Yeah, that's just excellent, Bev, honestly, to understand this and know that it's really talking about a triangle where so many supposed great minds in history argued back and forth over this.
I wouldn't say
You know?
argued. You know, people that are going to argue about this being a parallel postulate and not the same people are arguing. Exactly the same people that are going to be arguing that this doesn't state that a triangle's made on whichever side. It's something about a parallel lines that aren't even stated within the axiom. Mm-hmm. People say, I mean, there's a lot. It's very wordy. This one, it's a bit different than all of the others. Well, it's got to say a lot because this is one of the basic fundamentals of geometry. A triangle only having 180 degrees.
Oh yeah, I mean, to me, this is great. Like, this is why Euclidean geometry is great, because you have to logic your way through this. You know, the logos has to carry you all the way through all of these words that mean something, and then you get to the end and you figure it out. It's just great. Nothing else like it.
Right. So the other proof for a triangle is forget about that one for now. We're just making a triangle here on this line.
Okay.
Right, so you can see that. Just this triangle here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a triangle. It has 3 angles. Now, with the triangles and with the laws of Euclid that we've not actually got to yet, we've just done that basic axiom. States the triangle has 180 degrees. Well, as with great mathematical things, there's always more than one check. There's thousands for truths, right? Because wherever you end up, you always end up at a truth. So, like for Pythagorean, the one that Professor Phil went for, there's I think at the last count that I heard of, 157 proofs for Pythagoras, because it's a truth. So what we do is, with a triangle, we take any triangle and the base of the triangle, we construct a parallel line to it. Well, how do you do that? Within Euclidean geometry, because it's a straight line, you build a perpendicular to this. Through geometry. We'll learn that later on, but you make a perpendicular to that, and then you extend this line and you make a perpendicular to that, right? So that's right angles and that's right angles, so therefore this line is parallel to this line.
Absolutely, yep.
Then what you do, because you extend these lines, because you're allowed to extend the lines, and you extend this line here and you extend this line here. Now, because of the laws of geometry, what you state is the opposite angle. So this line cuts through this parallel line, so this angle here, we'll call that double line, is the same as this angle here. And then this angle here, we'll have this as 3, is the same as this angle here. And obviously this angle at the top is a shared straight, this is a shared angle on both. So that's equal to that, that's equal to that. All of this is a straight line, 180 degrees.
Very nice. Yep.
That's a proof that a triangle has 180 degrees. Now, in order for you to have a triangle in the first place, you need 3 straight sides. You can't have a triangle without 3 straight sides because you need to form an angle. And as we've discussed last week, or whenever, an angle is the division of a circle about radial lines, and it is the inclination of one radial line to another radial line. So you need 2 straight lines in order to form an angle, to measure an angle. Call them rectilinear angles because they are straight lines.
Correct.
Yeah, they are correct lines. Straight lines. So 2 straight lines here make this angle. 2 straight lines here make this angle. 2 straight lines here make this angle. Therefore, 3 straight lines make a shape called a triangle. The triangle always has 180 degrees. Never any more, never any less. Cannot draw a triangle with more or less angles than 180. As you noticed, right angle there. Shout out Phil for doing his Pythagorean. I might have a go at doing a Pythagoras one that's a bit simpler. Actually, are you happy with that?
Yeah, that's great.
That's good.
I love that.
Okay, so I'll give a quick Pythagorean one because I think this is also important.
You still have that number 12 up there on the screen.
Oh, right,
above
yeah,
you.
sorry.
It doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, it's cutting off the screen down though, isn't it?
You just wouldn't want to confuse somebody, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, people get easily confused. I don't even know where it's gone now, though. Oh, come on. There you go. Right. Get rid of that.
Yep, it's gone.
Here is Pythagorean triangle in order to draw a Pythagorean triangle. What you need, or you must have, right angle. So go upside down.
If you could play around with that water level too, that's always great. Whenever you get a chance.
Toys, they call them.
Yep.
On Twitter, they call them my toys. Oh, that's not going to work like that. It's in the wrong place.
Makes me think of one of those little globe toys. That's what I call a toy.
Yeah. These are practical toys. So this one is. It's a bit of a toy.
Yep.
Is that's messing us about, isn't it? Right. So if we have a triangle. It's going to be... I'm not very good at doing this. But first off, step 1, right angle triangle. Now, Pythagoras is used to find the right angle usually when you're practically using this. But you practically find it because of this principle that we're talking about now. So Pythagoras states that a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's heard it. But
oh, yeah.
What it actually means is we call this side A, and this side B, and this side C. So a squared seems like a mathematical function, but it's not. It's literally a square. So what you do is you build the area of this square with this. So these are the same. So this is a
square.
A square. Built from this side of the triangle. And then B squared is similar.
I like that little square indicator, the 90-degree angle square.
And then the area of this square plus the area of this square equals the area of this square. So
that's amazing.
That is how you construct literally a Pythagorean triangle, and that is all based upon, as you'll notice, it's based around this right angle here, but around it there are the right angles everywhere. Right, this principle of Pythagorean triangle wouldn't work without this. Not just this one right angle here, but every one of these right angles make this formula Pythagorean work.
Yeah. John in the chat over here said, interesting, never looked at it that way before. Isn't that amazing that in school you learn a squared plus b squared equals c squared? And they never show you this? Why is that?
Yeah, the logic flows through it, and it becomes much simpler when you see this like this than it does when you're in school going through this the process of, I think personally, the process they go through at school within mathematics is to make this seem complicated. This is a logical process that should be very, very simple. But
yeah, they take away that logic from it and just give you an equation, and you just think it's math. You don't understand it without this, right? Not fully.
Yeah,
not in a way that
they've took the logic. They've took the logic of seeing this and your brain processing this and going, that makes sense.
Right.
They've took that away and left you with this that doesn't really. I mean, if you were taught that you don't understand mathematics because all you see is letters and numbers, and what the hell does that mean? It's crazy. I don't understand that. Some sort of code. Well,
yeah, it's the what. They give you that what. Okay, but like Right the Hand talks about, they don't give you that why or that how. And when you see it this way, you go, yep, that's what it is because of that. That just blew me away. When you first showed me that, I was like, oh my God.
I wouldn't exactly call this a proof either. Right? This is just an explanation of how it works. Unless you were to draw this out and actually construct these squares and then take these squares and try and place them in here by cutting them to make sure that this square plus this square actually equals this square, then you could say you've gained a proof. But just drawing this out and saying that's how it works isn't actually even a full proof. You need to do some work extra on top of this. Now, this proof is pretty simple, or it's easy to get your head around. Can you imagine trying to do this as Pythagorean with Euclid? That's going to be something amazing to go through. That proposition 47, pure geometrical Pythagorean triangle. So
whenever you want to, if you want to do it now or do it later.
We're doing it on the course. We will definitely do it on the course because it is sublime. But you need to you need to get a grip on the geometry before we get round to the Pythagorean proposition 47. That's crazy.
Yeah, I would like to go over some of that course with you later on today. It's pretty intense. Yeah, we definitely need to.
Well, I'm not going over it. I'd be quite happy to spend 11 weeks going over the whole course. Just to make sure we're getting everybody up to speed. I'd go with 2 or 3 weeks on the beginning bit. Keep going backwards and forwards through it.
Certainly, there's no rush. Yeah, no rush at all.
Have we done the board? Or did you want to do anything else?
Is there anything else you want to do on the board? I don't know. What do we want to do? We don't want to get into book 3, proposition 16, do we?
Absolutely.
I think it's cool.
I mean, we can wait for that. I mean, don't be telling everyone where to go looking, because they'll, all the ballers they'll be out there trying to beat all of the.
Well, you can tell them they still won't understand. Yeah,
I know, because they've not even bothered looking at 30 yet. So
I enjoyed this. I'll tell you, Bev. This was really, really nice, brother.
Good. I mean, that's the idea, right? To be honest with you, I've been trying to do the proof for proof with many people for up till now, just to encourage this sort of stuff. And shout out Professor Phil. I've just recorded that little bit that I did then. I'll put that out as a response to Professor Phil about his one. And hopefully he'll come with another one and we'll all learn.
Yeah, it's great.
From these proofs.
Yeah, he just loved my comment over there. I said, great video, Phil. So I just got a response on my phone showing that. So, yeah, a little back and forth in a positive, productive way. That's great. If you don't want to do any more geometry right now, we could get into the 3 coplanar points thing.
Yeah, just a minute.
Bev, have you cut it out? Have you tested it yourself?
Oh, yeah. There's, like I say, there are 157 different proofs for Pythagorean, that a squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? That's just how they formulated it afterwards. The actual proofs, 157. Some of them are brilliant. Some of them are really simple. They use different ways. Yeah, it's best off trying to work out how you do it yourself first, because obviously there is proofs of it, so it can be done. It's like a puzzle. If you try and do it for yourself, trying to work out how you would do it.
You see the mathematical expression I've seen before, right?
Mm.
Now, I'll be honest with you. What you just showed right there is the first time I've seen that.
You've seen the actual squares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, it's so logical and so simple, right? I think you can show that to a 6-year-old and they will understand it immediately.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of this, the logic of this. So that was nice. That was
Thank
a
you.
very nice demonstration.
That's geometry, though, right? I mean, that is the basis of geometry. You start off with a line and a point, and you build and build and build. Through an angle to a triangle, and then you use these. Obviously, you stick on triangles for quite a long time because the triangle is one of the most important shapes, I think. A triangle and a circle are the fundamental building blocks, because you think about it, 2 triangles go to make up a square, and that triangle that does make 2 of them makes the diagonal of the square. So you could
Is that in the
use that
book, Matt?
triangle in a different position, and you can make a square. So from the triangle, jokes are made.
But is that in the book? That diagram that you just made?
Actually, I was going to say to you real quick, SE, Google Pythagorean theorem. Look at the images. You'll see tons of examples of what Bev just threw out there. But they just don't teach it in the school. You know, it's really weird. And I
Look,
think
I
we
took
know why.
TD. I took TD. I never seen that.
You get that triangle from the circles, from the Vesca Pisces as well, you know. So it's a relationship between the circle and that triangle.
Yeah, that's within the. Yeah, we may as well do that. If SE is while he's on the triangle, you know how a right angled triangle is formed, do you, SE? Okay, I'll keep on that. Seeing as we are on the it's triangle day, right?
That's right. 3, 3, 2, 1.
The sides, yeah.
Okay.
The date today.
Yeah.
It's 90, 45, and 45. Correct?
No,
Incorrect.
it's just a right angle.
Yeah, the Pythagorean triangles can be any
Also, you're gonna
relationship
go
as
a
long
right
as they.
and two acute. Is that what you're gonna say?
Well, let me draw this. Can I do that? Is that? No.
Yeah, I put that in the debate discussion or live stream. You know, the Pythagorean shapes.
Right, now. Right, that one should work. Now, that's a semicircle, so you can imagine this, both sides. Euclid states that a sphere is this shape rotated about its diameter. Right, so that's a sphere if you rotate this all the way around back onto itself. So what we call this in a right angled triangle, the side opposite, always in any triangle, the side opposite the largest angle will be the longest side of a triangle, right? So you find the biggest angle and you look opposite it, you will have the longest side. Now, what we're dealing with here is a right angle triangle. So we have this triangle. We'll call this the hypotenuse. Is going to be the longest side. And we're going to put a point, let's say, there for starters, right? Now, on the circumference of that circle. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to join up these lines here from the end of that to the point. And then we're same one from this side to here. Right? So we made a triangle by just putting a point on the outside of a circle. Now, see this angle here? The longest side of the triangle is opposite the biggest angle. Yeah, that one. That one's definitely bigger than that one, bigger than that one. But do you know what this angle is here?
It's, well, I haven't measured it, but
I'm
I would say
asking
okay.
Is it 90?
Yeah, always.
Yep.
Even if you put it here. That line to that line will make a right angle triangle there. So, because of within any circle, this relationship happens. That this is where a right angle is. So every right angle triangle will have a circle that is associated with this triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense, SE, right? So
Yeah.
what you've just learnt about the squares and all of that, you can also relate to this circle. Right? And because this circle has a relationship between this line and this line, right? This is where it gets...
Yeah.
What's the relationship, do you know?
Say it again. Show me the two lines.
This one here, the circumference of the circle, and this one here, which is the hypotenuse of the triangle, but it's also the diameter of the circle, isn't it? Always.
Right. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Right, so the relationship between this line and this line is, do you know? It's alright, it's one of those things that most people don't know. Right? You know that. Pi.
Yeah.
Pi.
3.142,
Yeah.
I
It
believe.
is the circumference over the diameter. And when you take the circumference of this circle and divide it by this diameter of the same circle, you end up with 3.142. Right? That is the relationship.
I've heard this before. Yeah.
So what you can say is that every right angle triangle has a circle associated to it, and the position of this in relation to this is calculatable because it's always the same. Right? So all of this dimension here dictates how far away this point can get for this right angle triangle of one side, the hypotenuse, this length. These sides can only ever be in any of these positions. And as this moves, the relationship between this angle and this side changes. This one never changes, and this point here also never changes. They're always at the same ratio. But as this moves, this angle always stays the same. This angle and this angle change, but as they change, this side and this side change with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
This...
But the hypotenuse always stays the same, the longest.
Absolutely.
The bottom one. Yep.
What's happening here? Do you know what that is? That's trigonometry. That is the relationship of this right angle triangle and the length of this side, that angle and that angle changing as this moves around here. That's what trigonometry is based on.
Yeah, with an unchanging diameter, a hypotenuse.
Yeah.
Within that circle. Yeah.
That to me, when I heard that, made complete sense, right? Because as this ratio and this, it always stays the same. The triangle right angle triangle. Well, it's all of this is completely scalable, right? Because the ratio of this to this is always the same, then the ratio of this to this and this, they're always the same. Once you know what happens in this triangle, you can just change the scale of this. You can make this any length you want, and the ratios of all of this stuff that occurs within it, always the same. Absolutely the same. So all you have to do is you measure this angle, you measure the length of this side in relation to this side, in relation to this side. So and you do the same with this one. You write it down. Just write it down. Write it down. Get a big table. Log every number here and every side of this. Just write it down. And as you're moving along here, you're only going to have a certain amount of angles, right? And it stops, doesn't it? Like at this point here, where you get down here, you're on a straight line. You lift that up one, you've got a really narrow angle here, and close to 90 here. Never going to be 90, but... And it changes. Just log everything down. Now, that's what you used to do in the olden days, before calculators, but they were far smarter than we were. You used to have a big book with all of these tables on it, and you used to go and look at the book, write down the numbers. Well, all they've done is they've took all of those numbers and everything that associate with this angle with this side, and they've put it in a calculator, called it sin and cos and tan. But that's all it is. It's just the relationships of all of these angles within here.
Yeah, it looks like right line geometry to me, because you can't do anything really with that curve by itself.
It's this.
Yep.
That right angle. If you didn't have that right angle, you wouldn't be able to do this. But again, you can do it because of the right angle. It's inbuilt into the triangle.
That's the constant. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this triangle and this circle and that relationship between them, that's got to be the basis of all known geometry and measurement functions, predictions within trigonometry of angles. These angles need to be straight lines. That you can't do this. You can't. If you were to have this angle like that, and then maybe one like that, I mean, that function wouldn't work. But
no.
You'd have to bend this line as well, wouldn't you? You know. I mean, is that a triangle? No, there's no way this function would work. So these straight lines are a must. But, as explained here, it's not just the straight lines. It's the relationship of this triangle within this circle. So Pythagoras will teach you about the triangle on its own with squares. Trigonometry brings the function of the constants within the circle. And as for that, this one here, pi, how do you work that out? I used to think when I was a kid, must have been some genius guy that could work out this fancy number. To get this, he must have been a genius. No, he just drew a circle, put a line through the middle of it, and went, I'll draw that, I'll put me string all the way around it, measure, and go like, that's one, right? And then I'll do that, and go, this one that goes all the way around is always 3.142 bigger than this one.
Yep. You can wrap that diameter around that circumference 3.142 times.
And you just change the size of the radius. When the next time you draw a circle, you maybe do that. And the relationship between that and that would again be 3.142. Doesn't have to be a genius to do that. You just have to be able to measure stuff.
Yeah, a practical thing to do, right? Yeah. That's awesome.
It's pure logic and genius, if you ask me.
Well, is it genius? I mean, you can't.
The first guy that figured it out, yeah.
No, I think it's logos.
There's
The
probably a guy
logos,
that
the
made,
logic.
he
It's
might have
it's
made
there.
wheels.
Oh, couldn't hear you. Spot on. Go ahead.
I was just saying that could be someone who just made wheels.
Yeah.
You know, just like got the diameter. Oh yeah, the what's the circumference? Oh yeah, 3.14.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah,
Chariot maker.
whenever you roll it,
Maybe
it
figured
always
it out.
goes. It always goes the same distance away from you whenever you roll it. One full revolution. Practical circumstances will have brought things like that around, I think. And the person that did it would already have just known it.
Maybe it was a chariot wheel maker. Like Spot just said.
Right. Okay, I'm off the board now. You don't need my screen running, do you?
No, that's fine.
Stop streaming. Yeah, so I'm willing to show that anyone if they don't understand it, if they don't get it. If anybody thinks they've got a better way of explaining anything like that, please. We're all in for trying to explain stuff that people didn't really know. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? Once you know it, it seems simple. But if you didn't know it, then I mean, you're not losing anything out by finding it out.
Yep.
And never be shy to learn new stuff. Like the A plus B plus A squared plus B squared plus C squared. I've heard that before, but never expressed visually like that.
Well, good. It makes it simple. That's what we're after. That's all we're after. Making stuff easy.
But you still didn't show proof of your paper cutout, Bev. I don't know if I believe you fully.
Well, go and do it.
Yeah. It's the proof's there for you to find.
I'm messing with you.
All right, so what do we? Do you want to go over the what from one to the next? Let's unpack that for a bit while I.
Yeah.
Just let it sit. I'll check this. Yeah, shout out Mark Collard. He's in the chat. Sorry, I've not been keeping an eye on the chat in the thing. No, I don't have any trolls. Oh, it looks like Emma's been kicking out left past Saturn. I think Emma, I think that's Cosmo, to be honest, but you never know. He's definitely been triggered in the YouTube chat for quite some time.
Guy needs help.
Well, I keep saying like they talk big game and they play big game as well. Well, they don't actually. No, they just talk big game. They've got nothing. Otherwise, they'd be coming in here and they have an excuse that they like to say that they get shouted over, which is a nice fantasy that they have for when they. It stops them from coming in here. Obviously, it's a rowdy place here. No, nobody gets a chance to say anything, and everybody gets shouted over. They don't. Anybody can come in here and say your piece. In fact, I think they've all been in here. They already know that the geometrical argument's too strong. They can't even come into the chat and ask us any questions now because we'd answer them, and then they'd have to see the answer, and they don't want that. They don't even want to see the proof that they're asking for.
It's a tough job trying to defend a broken model, like that. And then you come up against geometry and they realize, shit, if we're going to keep pretending like we live on a ball, we better stay away from, reality. And I don't know, a lot of people came through here, just they don't come around too much anymore.
No. Twitter seems to be the last lag of the trolls, and they like to say we stay in our echo chamber, which is obviously wherever we go, because I don't think anybody is really that fussed about going anywhere. Nobody. It's not as if anybody threatens us with anything. Well, they threaten us with doxing, slander, and all of that sort of stuff, but they don't ever threaten the argument. You never actually get to even state the argument.
Yeah, they try to shut it down.
Rakia said the other day he was asked to make a claim. He did make a claim, and then as soon as he made a claim, they all ran. Yeah, I don't want any of that.
Have you heard the latest what they said about you, Bev?
Oh, I don't know. What? Go on.
Oh, you're gonna like this. I almost forgot about it. You heard that Sleeping Warrior site was taken down?
Well, somebody said it is. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, trolls have told us so.
Hey, look, Chucky Bradboy sitting over in my server in the voice.
Oh, should we go over there, or can we get him over here? I don't know.
If he's banned, I believe.
He's banned from over there. I mean, do you want to go over and ask him if he wants all of us to come over? Or, because we are live streaming.
Let's just jump on there real quick and see what happens. You want to?
Okay. Is everybody want to come? Does everybody know where we are on Cleary's?
Yeah, do you know where we're going? Hang on.
No, I don't.
No,
Hang on. It's a dangerous place, the Cleary Discord server. And debate.
It's wild, it is.
And the debate discussion, you can click on that link.
Shit flinging monkeys all over the place over there.
Yeah, it's great.
Not just DP.
I'm gonna jump over there. Maybe he's still there.
Go on.
I'll see you.
Yeah, we'll come over. Has everybody got the link to that place over there?
So we're all going to Cleary's?
I think so. Yeah, we've got Chunky.
Sure.
Don't feed him ammo. But yeah, we'll see what he's got to say.
Yeah, what's the link then? I haven't got it.
Have you not got a link to Cleary's? Let me get.
Well, I might have, but I haven't got it to hand. So can you just drop it in?
It's in the debate discussion.
All right. Yeah, just click that and come over.
His car on his shite mic.
Hey.
Hey, Chunky. Have you sorted your mic out yet, or are we suffering?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're suffering. Okay.
Next Christmas, I'm going to buy you a new mic there.
You should
Chucky Bradford.
sort out a GoFundMe.
You buy cell towers?
Yeah, maybe so.
Cell towers?
Cell towers?
It's not my mic. It's good. It's the reception.
Okay.
Yeah.
Show me curving water by measurement, and I'll buy you all the mics you want.
You need a new cell tower. We get you a cell tower. How about that, Chunky?
How long has it been? You guys have What have you learned about?
I have no idea what he's saying.
Wouldn't it be hard to?
What has Bev learned in the last couple months? You got yesterday or 2 days ago by ordnance survey. Did you learn anything?
We learned the other day that a logical argument is how you gain a proof, and the logical argument is built upon definitions of words.
Did you learn anything from ordnance survey?
Did I learn anything from the Ordnance Survey? Well, do you think I talk to Ordnance Survey? Or do you think I talk to customer services on a Twitter account? What do you think?
What do you think?
I think I just got handed a stock answer.
No, it seems like they're a little bit more.
Well, do you know what I did learn? Like, I thought Ordnance Survey maps were accurate when they were to scale. But what I found out was that over a scale of 1 to 2,500 map, which is tiny, well, say tiny, really, really small scale, meaning big, 1 centimetre, 25 metres, which is ridiculous. But on that sort of scale, over 100 metres, they said they were 1.9 metres out. That's fantastically, really, really bad accuracy for me. It's nearly 2%. 2%.
1 meter, 150.
1 metre 90. 1.9 metres, they said.
250 meters, though.
No, 1 to 2,500. 1 centimetre equals 25 metres is the scale they gave us.
And what was their number? Less than 2%?
Well, it's not accurate. And when they triangulate, they are extremely accurate. So I can't work out for the life of me why they said that. Because the maps are to scale, or they should be.
They said it's because they're mapping curved Earth.
Pardon?
I
don't know. I would like him to say that again. They said something about what? They said their maps are that inaccurate because why?
They're translating curved surface map.
Why do they have a scale? I find that really really strange that they have a scale if they are that inaccurate. Like 2% out. How can you have 1 to 2,500 if they know they are like 2% out?
What are they using those maps?
Pardon?
They're not building buildings with those maps. What are they using?
No, they triangulated the UK. You do understand what that means, don't you?
Yeah. So, what are they using them for?
But that means that once they've triangulated it, they know the precision of each point upon that, because they can build smaller triangles within it to be more accurate, but they're based upon the triangles that they've already set when they triangulated the UK, 6,500 points.
They have to remove the spherical excess.
No, there's no such thing. The triangles have 180 degrees. We've just done the proofs. I mean, feel free to do your own proof of how a triangle doesn't have to have 180 degrees, but we've had many. One of them's an axiom. States that triangles have 180 degrees.
You're not talking about a ball, though, Chucky. We're talking about in the real world.
Yeah.
You can do that on a ball or something, but...
That's exactly what they said.
But you're trying to conflate a ball with reality.
Wait, no. When they triangulate, they use lines of sight. You understand what those are, Chunky? Like triangles with lines of sight. There's straight lines. Triangles with straight lines only have 180 degrees. Shout out Simon Dan and Professor Phil now. He's a top man.
Mm-hmm.
Professor Phil said on sphere, triangles only have 180.
Professor Phil says that triangles only have 180 degrees. And something like you'd have to be a crazy madman in order to say they weren't.
Yep.
Something like that it was, wasn't it? I don't want to say I'm quoting him exactly, but I mean something along those lines.
Right.
Said.
Not a direct quote, but yeah.
Does Phil is Phil on Twitter?
Pardon?
I'll message him on Discord.
Phil. Yeah, Phil's just done a video. We're doing a proof for proof thing together. I just did one about triangles, and he also did one about Pythagorean triangles. I mean, they have 180 degrees in also.
Yeah, Chunky, the only reason you go around saying that, triangles, have more than 180 degrees because somebody told you that, and you just go out and regurgitate it. You could possibly, you've never demonstrated that before, right? Do you see in curves? Are your sight lines straight? What are you talking about? Something you've never experienced in real life. Just something somebody told you.
I'm not a geodetic surveyor.
Oh, okay. So who
I'm not a mechanic either. Are you?
Who can prove that triangles have more than 180 degrees? Who is that man that you're putting forward? Because I take it you're not saying you can prove it, can you?
That's right. I don't have a theodolite.
Okay, right. So who are you? Who are you putting forward to give us the proof that you must have took it from somebody because you're saying it, right?
Don't use your child.
You are saying that triangles can have more than 180 degrees, aren't you?
Are you retarded now?
No. Let me say it again. I say, and I've shown the proof, that triangles only have 180 degrees. Now,
can I talk to you instead of Bev?
No, because we're trying to make it. You've stated a claim here now.
Have a good night, guys.
Oh, are you off?
Oh, okay, why does he want to talk to me? Does he sense weakness somewhere?
It's the triangles with more than 180 degrees. It's a bit right. He made the claim, and then unfortunately, because he's been told it by somebody, he said you need to have a theodolite. Right? I think I gleaned that out of him, right? So, anyone's got a theodolite? Who do we know with a theodolite? He'll put them up forward for proof of triangles with more than 180 degrees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just wanted to mention to people out there watching, if you want a very affordable, cheap mic like Chucky Bradboy, you could probably get one. It may be like $1 or $2 he spent on that mic, but it helps him when he comes in to talk because it's unclear what he's saying, and he can always drop out because he's got a bad signal.
Yeah, and that was nice. At least he was brave enough to come in, right? I mean, he's not. There aren't many. I bet. How many trolls have you got? I mean, I don't know whether I've got.
Oh yeah, I can.
Vast amount of trolls, right? In the chat, there seem to be a little. Yeah.
I had O'Alem and Major Tom.
Shout out Constance, and I just noticed you. Sorry, I'm not very good at reading my chat.
Yeah, when you're busy, doing stuff.
Talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, drawing, talking. Everything.
Wow, gonna try and share this with my homeschooling parents, Constance. Right, well, I have a thing. I'm expecting my son to not take too kindly to people wanting to prod him, and I'm expecting that this maybe my new calling is to help teach, and I can definitely see the point of the homeschooling now within the education system, because I don't know. I don't personally think that the schooling is there to help people. Especially when you can get to the age. I never thought I'd get to the age that I am now and think that I would be arguing with grown men. Often, even older they are, the more stubborn you get, about straight lines. Straight lines, whether they actually bend or not. Crazy. People that don't know what a plane is, a two-dimensional plane, they think curves. It's rather depressing, because obviously the school system has put most people into a position where they end up imagining that their intelligence is greater than somebody else's based on absolutely nothing, based on some sort of ego that they've been given through a schooling system. And then maybe because of the people that we're talking to here, right, the perceived intelligence and non-intelligence of the other group of people. I mean, I'm going to call them bigots. There's nothing else for it. People that don't like another group of people for no other reason, and not even a group of people, because, like I say, I've never said that the Earth's flat, because it's ridiculous. It can't be. The water's level, but then they perceive that as being, you're a flat earther. Well, the flat is 2D, and like, I come from a surveying background. We survey elevation. That's not flat. The land, the earth, as I call it, just isn't two-dimensional. It has an elevation change on it. Makes it not flat. And if you were expecting to go into a debate with such people that we deal with that don't even have an argument, but your opening argument is that something that cannot be true is your main point, and you're willing to accept that as a brand name that you're going to hold the banner. Something that can't possibly be true. It's you may as well just argue about gas pressure without a vacuum and Coriolis for the next 5 years, because you're going to be arguing with people that think straight lines bend. Black can be white because they just change the names around and say it is. I mean, you've got to prove it. Ridiculous arguments that aren't needed. And you'll see with people like Chunky, just they run when asked for proof. They want to just obfuscate. Oh, I was just looking on the thing there, Clary. You've got 33 new videos.
Yeah.
On mine.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Most of them are deleted, probably.
Triangle Day. So we've done all right, I think. Professor Phil with his Pythagorean triangle. 1. I showed you the axiom, 12th axiom, triangle axiom. 2. And then we went through the 180 degrees proof.
Yep.
3. Right? 3 triangles. 3, 3, 3.
Uh-oh. It's 3-3 today, too.
Yeah.
Yo.
That's why we did it.
What up, Clary? How you doing?
Good.
Cool.
3-3-3 day. So we've got to do as many triangle things as possible. So the ball has just missed out there. If anyone would like to come, because we've done 3 triangle proofs today, which is very fitting. We'd see if the ballers could come in and make it 4, just to spoil the party.
Yep. Looks like Brad Boy now is on. Oh no.
Yeah, Bev.
Yeah.
I got banned from Twitter, so I've changed my name completely to something else.
Oh, be careful! You don't be saying that live. The trolls,
Yeah.
if they hear you saying that,
Yeah,
you'll
they
get that
might.
account banned too.
Yeah, they might ban me again. Yeah. So I changed my name. I've got something completely different, and I just joined you again. So if you find a thing that just joined you in the last half an hour, that's me.
Be careful! Don't go into that. Don't go following me and jumping into that thread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Only the worst of the worst trolls are allowed to be in there.
Oh, I can join the craziest for a day.
Yeah, so we're after a baller proof of triangles with more than 180 degrees. Now, as we all know, the definition of a triangle's got 3 angles, and in order to have 3 angles, or even 1 angle, you need 2 straight lines. I'd say that, it's a bit hard. I don't envy them, but they can have a try, can't they? I can't think. I've been thinking how to do this, because initially when you first hear it, right, triangles with more than 180 degrees. Oh, of course there is. Who said that? Well, Gem Panda's got a book. I mean, McToons has got them as well. Probably Gem Panda's got them from McToons. McToons has got them from a book. Loads of other people. Cosmo, I think he said. Cosmo's the one that's credited for all of the surveying stuff on McToons' website. Should I try and find that? I will. I'll try and find that where Cosmo actually said that he was the one that did that. While I'm looking for that, I'll try and talk as well at the same time. So Cosmo stated that he's got all of that surveying stuff, and Gem Panda uses it. In fact, I think all of them use it, right? You've all seen it. It's a big sheet. It's just a load of numbers. You get shown it, right?
Confusion works.
That's proof, apparently, that triangles can have more than 180 degrees. I mean, there's that other picture, isn't it, that we got handed, that they just drawn a triangle, and 183, I think it added up to. It was one of the...
I don't know, spherical trigonometry. Or...
they didn't add anything, though. They just drew that.
They just drew a normal triangle and put, like, the numbers, and then they added 3 extra angles onto one of them. And then put equals 183 degrees.
You can do anything with non-Euclidean.
Well, no, that wasn't even non-Euclidean. That was just, like, really bad maths.
Yeah, just like kindergarten stuff there. It's just like, why draw a triangle if you can't get it right, It's crazy. Well, they say spherical axis, don't they? Because you got to have some axis, and they've got their formulas for the spherical axis.
It's
excess, I see your 183, and I raise you 540.
Excess. I'm saying excess.
Isn't there a 541 that they come up with?
Yeah,
I heard them say 540.
It's definitely conceptual, because have I ever showed you how that works? I'm gonna have to get on.
Don't they draw it on
my
a
ball.
basketball or something, on a sphere? Is that the one?
I'll have to show you with I'll have to put some pins in and do a cotton wrap for it because it's rather crazy.
There's a bit of stretching going on, I think.
Well, yeah, there's a bit of a stretching of the idea of a straight line. I mean, that's the first thing that you've got to stretch. Oh, and I was looking at this the other day. I know I was, so it's in here somewhere.
I have heard them talk about it, so I'm not just making this up. I can't remember who it was, but I've heard them say 540 triangle.
Oh yeah, that's their proof.
That's Professor, not Professor, PhD Tony that said that the first time. But I mean, he was following off.
Septic.
Yeah, Septic said it. And, well, Septic led him into saying it, I think.
Well, yeah, they got to get you on that gotcha, the 540 gotcha. They fooled you there, ha ha ha.
Yeah, they don't even know what it is, especially with his 3 by 180. Because somebody must have thrown that in there that he just to confuse him a little bit earlier on.
A spherical triangle. Yeah, it's
3.
You can do anything. You can do anything now when you put a sphere in there.
The way he thought it was an equilateral triangle, though. For some reason, I think that's one of their other tricks, isn't it? Where they say, what are the angles of an equilateral triangle? And because I think Sleeping Warrior got it wrong once. I think so.
Yeah, he made a mistake one time.
Yeah,
I
I think that. I don't think it was a mistake. I think they was that many people coming at him asking him questions. He just got confused for which question he was answering, and they jumped on it. And they've always done similar stuff.
Speaking of Sleeping Warrior, does anybody know why they took his site down?
Nah, I don't.
Well,
I don't even know.
Did Bev over at Gems? They were saying that you ratted him out. Believe it or not.
Right.
Add another one
for
to
what?
your trophy. Yeah.
What was the reason?
Oh, they don't know. They didn't know I was questioning them, and there were just a couple of them on the chat typing it out.
Okay.
And I was telling him, I don't believe that Bev would do such a thing. Do you have any proof?
But what, a baller with proof? No, they don't need proof.
It's their model. Like Left Past Saturn is saying.
Isn't it obvious?
I hate to tell you, they did have proof. And Bev, we'd need to talk because 4 people in their chat accused you of it, so that's enough evidence for me.
Oh, right. Let me guess. Autismo. New Black Death. Cosmo. Maybe Trish. And Davros. That's 4. That'd be my 4 guesses for the people
See what I mean? I mean, we all know you did it now.
Yeah.
You're guilty. I told them I believe it right away.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't even know if he has been lost his account because I've only been told. So, I mean, have any of you actually checked whether his account's gone or had a word with him?
No, could care less.
No, so all of us are still
Neither-
just
neither
going
did
off
I.
what the trolls say. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I don't trust the trolls for anything. And yeah, I don't know. He put a video out last night. I saw that. So yes, I don't know. I'm struggling to find this.
And Jim said you probably did too. So, I mean, if you
Ah.
want to add that one, that's hard to discredit right there.
Well, if Jem
It's hard
said it,
to
I
believe you
mean,
did it.
is there anyone more reputable round here than Jem Panda? I mean, I'm not so sure. I'm beginning to doubt myself now. What did I do last night?
You sure you didn't press on that funny flag there by accident? Come on now, try to remember.
I've got some tweets here. Here's one you can have for a bit in the thread live chat. There you go.
All right.
This is Aaron Burrell. Obviously, it will become apparent what we call him.
Let me get back over there. I was messing around with something different. Are we in live chat?
Yeah, I'm looking for the Cosmo one where he said he was responsible for all of the Jesse.
The disco ball.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. See, there's Cosmo, right? What is that one? I say, do us a favour, ask them if horizontals intersect, and he's already answered it. Jesse, horizontals intersect. This is Cosmo, right? So you can trust these people. I mean, obviously, some of the most highly respected people around in the business. I mean, you've heard of the famous cosmonaut in the surveying, obviously.
Who?
Cosmonaut. Have you not heard of him?
Oh no!
You've
I thought it was like
you've
a real
obviously
cosmonaut.
heard of the great Jesse Kozlowski.
Yeah, I've heard of
Seems
Jesse.
to have disappeared just recently. And Jeff. Have you heard of Jeff?
Yeah.
I mean, Cosmo is calling him Jeff back then. I mean,
Main surveyor?
well done. Yeah. See, that's not you doxing him, is it? Because Cosmo's wrote his name down there. He's called him Jeff.
Oh, well, that's legal now, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I knew him as Jeff. I didn't know him as the main surveyor at all because they never called him that. He was Jeff, and the other guy was Jesse. Jeff and Jesse. They're the two surveyors that we have. And those have both been claimed, as you can see there, from Cosmonaut. It's still available over at Gem Panda's server. That horizontals intersect. I think they're just drawings. But, hey, Cosmonaut. That's Cosmo, or now goes by New Black Death.
That's embarrassing, really.
Highly
Horizontals intersect. 2 is from Jeff. So, Jesse and Jeff, yeah, they're agreeing that horizontals intersect. That's
Yep.
funny. To make a globe.
Did you just say New Black Death?
Yes.
The surveyor?
Well, he's the one that, he speaks for the surveyors. You notice the other day when Rakir was in there and he was making a claim about surveying or something, and then Cosmo jumped in to take on the questioning, because Cosmo does know an awful lot about surveying. He is obviously one of the most. I mean, he has claimed that he has measured the curvature of the water level. Those claims. I will find them for you.
He's one of the most vitriol of all of them in there.
Oh, well, yeah, he has called me a child abuser. Yes.
He said today he's only done it over land. 2 years ago, he hasn't ever done it over water.
Yeah, well, guess what? 2 years ago, or when I was talking to him, he's never done any surveying. So I'd say he's bullshitting. But I mean, hey, he's made the claim that he's done it, so I think it's only fair to give him a chance. To come up with whatever, right? He should be able to come up with his proof of how he's done it. So, seeing as he's responsible, I will find it eventually.
So you got liar Jesse, liar Jeff, and 2 stupid things in a textbook somewhere. Yeah. Anybody else out there? No.
Textbook trolls.
Textbooks say some crazy things, don't they?
Well, you can get a book and write anything in it. Anybody can author a book. But like I keep saying, with surveying, how many books have you got back here for your surveying? Or is it like 100% practical?
Yeah, it's all practical. That's what I told him today. I've never read a book on surveying. I've only been in the field doing it for 20 years.
Yeah.
Years.
Really?
I've never read even really manuals on how to do things. I've just been shown how to do it and
how the equipment works and what you're after doing and how to check it.
Right.
Yeah, that's all you need.
So you haven't read any books on surveying theory or anything like Rumpus referred
not
to?
one.
Okay. That's good.
Don't want to either. I don't think I need to.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Once you can check your work, then what else do you need?
Well, I can even get a surveyor to come back behind me like they do, right?
Yeah.
See, we don't just throw these slabs and these huge buildings up and runways up. We have architects that we have to follow their prints. And then we have surveyors that come out and double check our work and sign off on it. That way the architect's stamp is valid.
Yep.
This ain't just no willy-nilly, throw up a laser and hope we get it right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they tried that one time in Italy. Didn't work out too well.
Yeah, you don't see bendy buildings, do you, when you look out on the horizon over long distances? You're not going to see any tilt on these tall buildings.
Tilt? Where'd you hear about tilt from? Oh.
Yeah. Aliens. You've been talking to aliens?
Oh, yeah.
The
tilt. Belus coming at me.
Lane said today he could show me on paper how I'm doing it wrong. And I said, is your paper going to have a sphere? And he said, well, yeah. I was like, all right. Bonk. Sure, assume a sphere and then tell me how I'm doing it wrong and coming up with a horizontal and parallel lines with water. Go right ahead.
Don't
you're going to have to curve a level line, are you?
Yeah, structural engineering. Brian Mullins, he got it down there. Surprised a lot more engineers aren't coming out.
Well, look what happens.
They can't.
Scumbags like Nutsack, screw you up.
Civil engineers, they can't say anything. They cannot say a word. It is taboo. Especially in the engineering world. Surveyors are a little more independent out in the field, like the people actually doing the work. But once you get into the hierarchy of surveying, they're the same way. Ask some of these questions we're asking at a surveying party, and See how fast you're asked to leave. You're not part of that group. Or you know what I mean? It's taboo. I just don't think
Sellouts.
they want to deal with it, right?
Yeah, they're sellouts.
No, they're not
They want to
sellouts.
deal
They
with it.
just
Too much risk.
yeah, their job, right? You can
Yeah,
imagine if
I know.
they want us, McToons and all of them, want me to hire a surveyor to do something that is so simple I can do it myself. But the only reason they want to do that is so that they can bombard that company with... I mean, they've already done it. You know, they've already phoned these companies up that all survey around this area, and they'll have threatened them. You can't do anything to support or do anything with Bev because Bev is a flat earther and you will be supporting flat earth. And your company will then take a hit because you will be flat earth surveyors. And
Yeah.
so that's why you can't do it. Because there are groups of people, I'm looking at you, McToons, and people like that will do that. They'll go after people. Specifically.
It's more than their job, though. It's their livelihood, their
Yeah.
whole life, their worldview. It's everything all wrapped up in the one that you're attacking, basically, or questioning. And I don't think most people are willing to do that.
No. No, I wouldn't be willing to do that to a surveyor, you know, because I know it's their job and I know what would happen to them just for having the nerve to talk about us or talk with us.
Yeah, you don't mess with people's lives, and we understand how toxic these globe heads are, flat Earth society people, you know, whatever. But yeah, you don't want to mix this crap with people's real lives, you know. They won't know what hit them when these fools start, you know, blowing up their work phone and everything else. Of course, they know better, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That way, I was naive. I didn't know there were trolls like this when I first did my stuff.
Yeah.
I was happy-go-lucky, right? Had my family, friends, T-shirts, hats, everything had their names on it. I mean, we're proud around here. That's what we do. Almost every hat and shirt we wear represents either our companies, because we all own companies, or our churches, or our people we do business with. You understand what I'm saying? Like, everybody does that.
Sponsor.
Very few people don't. Yeah, just
networking and supporting
what we
one
do
another.
is give out hats and shirts.
Right.
You know, I made shirts for my boat. I have shirts for my company, hats. Everyone does that, right?
Mhm.
Churches, everyone does it here.
Oh,
and when
it's
you
a community
video that, oh yeah, we're proud of it and we want to support each other. And when you video that and put it on YouTube, those trolls go nuts, man.
Yeah.
2 days later, they called my church, people I did business with, and God knows who else. Like, those are just the people who told me they got phone calls, right? Who knows how many people they actually called?
Imagine what kind of a low life you have to be to do that.
Man, I don't even know. I can't even think about that. To pick up the phone and knowing you're calling someone's, like, church or business associate. Wow, brother. That is...
Yeah.
I want to get a
You're
hold
going
of
to
these
take
people.
food away from that person's mouth, probably,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
You are
Could-
one low life
potentially.
scum. Yeah.
Like today, that guy saying, oh, that dude's wife should have her license taken away. He doesn't even know that she has a license, right?
Yeah.
He's just saying that out of spite. That's just the way he thinks. It didn't take 2 seconds for him to say that. He said it over and over and over again. He wanted someone's wife to get her livelihood taken away because of one of her beliefs. He knew nothing of the subject. Those people, that's crazy. That's toxic, man. That is just downright evil.
Evil. Yeah, evil. That's it.
Evil. That's a
Yeah.
spiritual mindset right there. That's an evil mindset.
That's possession from something.
There you go.
Right.
Found it.
I recognize
Black-hearted.
it. Yeah, just cold-hearted. I've seen it all my life. I never really recognized it until I went through something with my dad and our family, and I saw people just turn to evil. People that I thought were just so kind-hearted, I trusted with my kids and stuff, and they just turned, man. The evil came out of it, and I saw it for the first time, and it really hit home. Like, and then I started thinking back on my life, how many times I'd actually seen it, but didn't recognize it, right? And now once the light comes on that too, it's just easy to spot. You can see it in people's eyes and the way they talk and handle people, and you know.
Yeah. It's a path we're all on, man, and some people are on the enlightened path, some people are just descending down into the pits of hell. And
The darkness. That's right.
yeah, you've got your choices. And
I
this
say
is
that all the time.
this is definitely a lot more than logic sometimes, you know. It's logical, but it's a spiritual battle too.
My exact words. I think it's a spiritual battle, and there's logic involved in it. There's, he gives us choices, and he gives us logic. He gives us things that we can live our life by. But it's a spiritual battle nonetheless. I mean, that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, you can get things from people and how they act, what they look like, and you can deduce things, you know. But I mean, some people, you know, they look like they're from the pits of hell, but they're holding back stuff, you know, and they're nice. But you know, sometimes though, it'll come out definitely, and man, you got to be ready for it.
The worst ones are the ones that can fool you, the ones that smile in your face and laugh in your face. Those are the ones that you got to worry about.
That's on you, though. You got to have discernment. You got to protect yourself against it. Know it's out there, because obviously it's there, right? So you got to have discernment against people that are going to treat you like that and be like that. That's why I'm careful with Bev. I think he shut down Sleeping Warriors channel. He's after me next.
Yeah, me too. You got to watch your back. Watch your six.
Hey, the trolls said it, man. It must be true.
Yeah, four of them or something.
Yeah, 4 liars. I mean, 4. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot.
But you know what the worst part was? They were happy. Regardless, I don't even know if it's true or not. I haven't checked or anything.
Yeah,
they were happy. Just the thought of it.
I can't see the channel anymore, but Major Tom, he was real proud of it earlier. I was like, yeah, I'm sure you guys are happy, you know, that Sleeping Warriors channel is gone or whatever. That, you know, people's channels come and go, right? And they make up reasons why it happened. I don't know. Who knows?
Jose was happy that he got shut down. I'm like, Jose, you make your living on these channels. Why would you be happy that someone got taken down?
Mm-hmm.
In a roundabout way, it actually hurts you, right, in the long run. And he was just so happy about it. Told me he was changing my name to Dipshit on this channel, and I wasn't welcome unless, he could change my name. I'm like, well, you do what you got to do, brother.
Jose. Oh, the guy who used to actually have... Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Jose.
Slenderman.
Slenderman.
We're all just
guy.
Right?
Yeah.
Bev, found a cosmonaut tweet.
Yeah. I've got a few of them, right? Like along the lines of the tweets that were going on about with the whatever. Geist view start off with the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Level can be curved if you don't teach your kid that you are lying. They've got something wrong about with me telling my son that level is a straight line on a horizontal plane and being able to prove it to him.
Yeah.
And teach him logic. And then it says, Bev, don't dictate a word's axiom. So he's saying that words have axioms. Well, that's self-evident truths about words. Surely.
Yeah. He can learn about sentence structure, too, while he's at it here. But,
possibly, Chunky. He's got a very similar avatar to Geistview. Chunky.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Probably,
so,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, it may just be coincident, right? And then the next one is a guy called Jeff. pretends to be a surveyor on. Well, I don't know whether he does anymore. I think he's disappeared. He's changed his name and everything.
Does he even live in Maine?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Doesn't he live somewhere else?
It's just a
Yeah.
it's just a name. It's like Professor Phil, right? It doesn't really mean anything, does it? So he's got both FE and GE would predict, like they predicts it, like I don't know, that the surface of impounded water. Anyone? What's impounded
The hell is
water?
that?
I don't
Are
know.
they going to the
It's
to the
one of
tow
those.
truck?
It's one of those words that you put in when you want to sound really clever. I mean, it should only be spoken, shouldn't be wrote down. I think that may have been a bit of a mistake. Him
I think that's
writing it down.
that kind of water you're not supposed to drink, impounded water. Or maybe
How much do you have to pay to get it back?
You gotta get a lien on it. You gotta go to the DMV and get a lien on it.
Good one,
get it back.
Special water.
Yeah.
Right, we'll maintain a constant elevation end to end. The difference is the shape of the surface. Flat versus curved, obviously, right? So he's saying there, flat. I mean, obviously, this was a bit ago. Like flat versus curved. I mean, Rumpus, he's made them both the same thing. So how can you have a versus if they're the same thing? I mean, this is obviously old school, right? The argument has developed into curved, flat surfaces now. The lines have been blurred even since he wrote this. I don't know. When's that? 1st of the 6th, 2020. You know.
Yeah, that's
like
the main surveyor that just wrote that bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit surveyor.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says at the end as well, because this is always a good thing. If Bev does what you guess, then his test is pointless, right? Like, so, I don't know. Like, they're very, very, very confused. And then on to the next one. Fight the Flat Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Look at postulate 1. I mean, there's only 5 postulates there, and it's you dipshit dumbass more. Obviously, Fight the Flat Earth. He's very eloquent with his
Well,
his
he
arguments.
did the dipshit dumbass moron. That's 3 right there. So
yeah. Draw a straight line from a point to a point. Do that on a ball, and the straight line is curved, isn't it? You brain dead, window licking mouth breather. Like, very eloquent. Like, finished off. It's like the way he starts it. You dipshit, dumbass moron, and then state something that's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then finish it off with another atom. I mean, it's genius. Who could not believe this comes from the words of an absolute genius?
Genius.
Shakespearean, I tell you, Shakespearean.
Absolutely, yeah. It's no
Very
wonder
well.
he doesn't want to debate anymore, right? Because he's obviously finished up. Then here's another one. This is Dead Kennedy in Space, who's also one of the most vilest, horriblest trolls on Twitter. I mean, you thought Cosmo was bad. This guy takes the bill, and he is actually he's one of the crew of the Fight the Flat Earth cronies. So this is him summing the debate up that I had with Fight the Flat Earth. Fight the Flat Earth. Straight lines can curve.
Straight lines can curve.
Yeah.
Yep.
Me. Nuh-uh. And Fight the Flat Earth goes, yes, they can. Here's examples. Much like Foolish Decisions did, right? Except Foolish Decisions did better. There's a university study saying that loads of people say that straight lines definitely curve. And then I say, nope. That's it. I don't know whether that was meant to be good or bad.
I think, he said straight lines can curve.
Yeah.
What else does he need to say?
Yeah. He said it
exactly
twice.
right.
He said it twice, and I went no twice. So I mean, it's a brilliant debate, and especially seeing as the debate that we did was entitled "Straight Lines and Level." Right, that was actually the debate that we were going into, and his opening argument was straight lines can curve. Oh, pretty genius. Right, so on to the last one, cosmonaut. Now, this is around the time, we were talking a bit ago around Betty's server. And, people were and weren't happy about whatever was going on. Well, Cosmo was in there. And he said he's accepted within that server.
We accept you.
Wow.
QE white knighted for Emma and kicked Cosmo. Right? The purples in the room all stuck up for him, and Righteous would unban him. Even Righteous likes Cosmonaut, right? Because he's such a nice person. Everyone knows how nice Cosmonaut is.
They're sweet.
New Black Death, as now.
Yeah, he sounds, cuddly.
And he says then, I now have a monument to surveying definitions to all my contribution. Don't be jealous. Link to mctoon.net. What does level mean? That is all, and I will repeat this, all of those old definitions that McToon states they have come from Cosmonaut.
Wow, congratulations, Cosmonaut.
Yep.
Clap.
So when everybody gives you that cited stuff from mctoons.net, you can go, all of that shit is from one of the vilest, horriblest pieces of shit around here, and I'm not accepting any of it.
Yeah, but be careful if you click on McToon.
Yeah, don't click on McToons.net ever. No, I advise against that. It is an IP logger. He definitely finds out who enters that site.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, we've been going about 2.5 hours. We might be able to live stream again tomorrow.
I hope so. Are we going to shut down? Brandon's is on soon, is it? Should we give it the lead up to Brandon's? We go up to 10, should we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys... I'm just going to shut my side down. If you guys want to jump over to Bev's, you can. I'll put a link over here.
Yeah, we don't want to be interrupting on the... whatever, WWFE we're going at.
Yeah. You never know, like Brian Leakey could be on there or something.
Yeah, well, actually, Brian or anyone, we still do have the presentation. Not many people have took it up since. We did have a few at the beginning. Some people liked it. I think other people get scared. I had a lot of it today. The... people on Twitter saying, give us proof, a bit like they did with Rakir the other day. Make a claim, give us your proof. Soon as you do make a claim, you go, well, here's the proof. I've done it on a video. Oh, I'm not watching your video. No, I'm not watching any of your stuff. And you go, well, what do you want then? Well, I'd like you to prove your claim. I'd like you to have, where's your evidence? You say it's on a video. Oh, I'm not watching your video. Well, come over, I'll give you a presentation. Oh, I'm not coming over to your Discord server. Well, where can we go then? Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not seeing that. Okay. So that's it. Game over. They're too scared to come and see a proof. I mean, they say it's obviously wrong. I mean, how can it be a proof? I mean, they obviously live on the globe, so... How could I possibly have a proof that level is horizontal? It'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Why would they not be wanting to come and see it? I'm talking about the ballers. I mean, it's open to anybody. Most people here have already seen it. And how we're going to do it. There's a test, a very easy test. I've got the materials here. We're just waiting for the lockdown to end and game on.
Hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Like Brad today was scared. Brad was scared. He doesn't even want to talk to you. It's like they come in and they don't even want to talk to you.
Oh, he said he wanted to talk to me. I was like, okay, whatever.
I mean, no offense to Cleary, but I mean, it's just like Bev is obviously he understands them more. He can talk to him better, and that's why they don't want to talk to him. But I mean, Cleary. I mean, it's all really easy to understand them. But I mean, I'm just saying, it's just.
Oh, you're saying that I'm not Bev? I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the whiteboard that they're afraid of.
I think so.
Cleary doesn't have a whiteboard, as far as I know. Cleary, you have a whiteboard?
Cleary,
yeah, but
have a whiteboard.
It's really
cool.
Yeah.
It's got an armchair whiteboard.
Just a little mini whiteboard. You got to start out small, you know. It's smaller than Ruhit's, really.
We should all just get a whiteboard. It's like do our like thing or something. Everyone has a little video that we put out with a whiteboard.
I was a little bit upset at Phil, to be honest. I thought he could have implemented a little bit of whiteboard into it.
Well, he does, doesn't he? In his videos,
he's got some nice little graphics going. I mean, he's obviously worked at it for it had Phil dot whatever, you know, little copyright Professor Phil at the bottom of it for his graphics for doing his Pythagorean stuff. I mean,
yeah, I want to see it students.
Does with when he calls QE the queen. You haven't
seen we saw that one. Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking of whether we could do that, whether we could replicate it, or whether, you know,
who's tops on their side.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Where would you rank everyone? Perhaps we could do that, right? Perhaps we could all just have a go over that Professor Phil one, and with all of that in mind, let's see where we could rank the relevant globe Earth figures. I mean, I know we're nobodies,
who would you say
right?
The top one is right now.
The top globe.
The top baller.
They all run. None. They haven't got one. There's no globe Earth champions left. They've all gone.
Okay, the fastest runner.
The best of the worst? I don't know, that's tough, man.
Yeah, they all have their own specialities, don't they? I mean, Rumpus seems to be able to get on everywhere, right? And what Rumpus always has the benefit of, wherever he goes, people always ask him questions as though he's the expert. Everyone always does it. So Rumpus gets top billing. I would probably give it to Rumpus, even though he's a moron. Right?
Well said. So Rumpus is the queen. Okay, I can go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, he can definitely go anywhere. And number 2, I'd have to give a Flat Earth Society member at number 2.
Some people would disagree with that statement. Rumpus is a moron, but he is. I think I said that a couple times in Nathan Oakley's. And Nathan Oakley, he is not stupid. He is not a moron, but he just thinks that he knows.
Rumpus, he's a fucking dumbass, man.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
But some people would argue with that for some reason.
But yeah, Jim Panda, he's my favorite globe head. Shout out to Jim Panda. Flat Earth Society confirmed.
Yeah, he has got a card, right? Can't show you the card though.
I was trying to find that last night. I ended up watching several hours of that video. I still couldn't figure out where it was.
No, I think the only thing I was listening to was him having a card, and then like him saying he can't show it to you because he doesn't, doesn't have it with him or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was like legit or not, but I mean, I don't know if there's anything better than that.
I said, you're Flat Earth Society. He said, well, they got a much better argument than you guys do, and they've got a great website, and, he never denied it or anything.
Well, he wasn't explicitly saying that, though, I don't think but he was, I don't know if it's hard to tell, though, because I don't know if he was being, like, sarcastic or
Just ask him. I know you guys are pretty tight.
No, I'm not. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't want to know him.
I've got a comment from Tom Mole. I've heard of him. I don't know whether I've actually talked to him. Is that anyone know? Alias Tom? But
Tom V or something?
Tom Mole. It's only everybody has different names on YouTube and whatever, don't they? Like Howard Moore has Left Lane.
Mm-hmm.
But Tom Mole says Horizon is level. Like capitals. Horizon is level, but level is not horizontal, Bev. Only a little b. He's one of those ones that doesn't capitalise people's names. I'm not scared of diddly, since I do live on the globe. I would even watch your video proof. It's not video, it's it's an interactive presentation, Tom. Interactive. I would even watch your video proof. Well, there isn't one, because that's not going to be there. That's not the way it works. Let's chat another day once I watch your proofs. Well, go back and watch the triangle ones. And actually, we'll be doing some more. But yeah, if you want to come and see the 7, which are basic facts, but we need to run through those first to establish we're on a similar footing mathematically, geometrically. And then I will show you the method to get your own proof of what it is and the proof for what I am saying. But it cannot be put in video. It just can't be done. All of these presentations that we do are tailored to the person, and because everybody's at different levels. We couldn't personalize everything for a video for whoever's watching it. It just can't be done.
Mm-hmm.
And this
you said different levels. That's a totally different context of what we normally speak about. Level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you see the way I was doing that? I wasn't talking about. I wasn't talking about horizontal levels. Then I was talking about different levels of understanding.
Right.
I suppose you could see that as that, but I mean, I go that way. I go downwards in the I would go in the opposite direction for levels of understanding.
Yeah, you'd be like high. You can visualize it
base
like
level of
from low to high. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. This thing is tailored towards the individual, like I say, and it's not meant for loads of people to watch because it won't have it's more of an interactive experience. Let's say that. Sounds even better, doesn't it? Can we sell it off like that? Doesn't cost anything. Free entry. Bring a friend. Sometimes about 3 is about maximum. We can run you through it. Should take about 30 minutes to an hour, but it could take 3 or 4 hours if you really get into it, or
yeah,
become pretty argumentative about it. It could take all day. Like you may never get past the first bit.
Yeah,
horizontal. Blah blah blah.
Right?
No,
yeah.
it's not. No, it's not. Nuh-uh. Yes. No.
It has
5
been
hours
cool,
later.
but I think we're gonna have to cut it off and maybe come back tomorrow. We might do this again tomorrow or whatever. But Brandon's is starting, and we don't want to upset the Flat Earth Society. So We're switching off. Catch you later, everyone. If you want to come and join us, we'll be carrying on either here at Cleary's or over on the level. Just give us a shout. You'll